Before we begin, thank you very much to Bombburst's secret Patreon account for joining the Patreon campaign. See, now the pretenders are getting in on secretly supporting TJOmega. That's how you know it is the cool thing to do. Don't let Megatron catch you. I don't think he would approve. I've made fun of numerous toys of his. But thank you very much for the contribution. Means the world to me. Thank you very much for everyone who lets me continue to do what I am doing. So this is going to be an interesting video. I want to invite more friends on to do videos with me, and this is by far no exception. A while back I appeared on a Twitch channel for a streamer named Redclaw, who is not only a dino expert, but a Transformers guy. So this is his turn to appear on my channel, where I thought I'd put him through his paces, testing both his knowledge as a Transformer fan, but also his knowledge of just dinosaurs in general. So it's a fun discussion. Originally, I was going to chop this down into, like, cut out some of the extraneous bits. I don't think there are any. So I'm just going to give you the entire thing, one big video for the day. Hope everyone has a good day and hope everyone enjoys it. Thank you very much. All right, sir. For everyone watching at home who have never seen an animated dinosaur talk to them before, introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Redclaw, and like the fleshy above me just said, I am a dinosaur, the king of the dinosaurs, and I'm very excited to be here.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time.
Yeah,
this is cool.
Fun. It's cool.
Yeah, this is cool. All right, so obviously, like, Redclaw, as you can see below, is a streamer on Twitch. He's a full-time content creator, but you are something of a dinosaur connoisseur as well.
I do like the dinosaurs. I think they're pretty neat.
I kind of think we assumed that. But today we're tapping your knowledge.
Okay.
Okay, so the idea here is I have a list of dinosaurs from various Transformer fictions and timelines, and we're just going to go over exactly how accurate they actually are to their real-world counterparts. Because I assume you would know.
I would. It's gonna be interesting because some of the answers people might be surprised by.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I have not told Red which ones he's going to see.
I have no idea. I have no idea what's happening.
This is a pop quiz now. I think the obvious place to start, since he's kind of the intro screen here, is well, our boy Dinobot, and for the sake of being fair here, let's not go into, like, well, a real velociraptor doesn't have skeleton legs hanging down from his chest.
Yeah, I will be lenient and forgiving to the toys because of kibble and things like that. I shall be a fair judge of character.
Excellent.
So right off the bat with Dinobot, it's weird because, correct me if I'm wrong, did they ever say that he is absolutely a velociraptor?
In series,
or did they just call him Raptor?
Actually in series, I'm not even sure if they did. I think the back of the packaging refers to him as a velociraptor.
Okay. So the thing was, if I recall this correctly, when they were designing Dinobot, they explicitly wanted to invoke the Jurassic Park raptors because that was what was popular at the time. That's why, again, like, this literally just looks like the old Playmates not Playmates, the Mattel Jurassic Park toys from when you were a kid, just
right.
with some robo feet coming out. And that in and of itself is like a weird accuracy thing because, fun fact, the raptors, while in Jurassic Park, while they are called velociraptors, they were not intended to be velociraptors.
No.
They were supposed to be a species of raptor called Deinonychus or Deinonychus. I say Deinonychus, but some people like to say Deinonychus. It's weird. Dinosaur Latin is weird. But the point is, that was what they were based off of. That was why they were so much bigger than the actual turkey-sized velociraptors. The only reason they had the name change was because the editor thought Velociraptor sounded cooler than Deinonychus.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so As a Velociraptor, not accurate at all.
No.
As a 90s representation of Deinonychus, yeah, no, it's pretty for the time. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right, that's fair. See, we've had other attempts though. So like, how did the new one come out?
Okay, so this one is all right. If we're talking like I'll be real. I really love this figure. I have it. I love it very, very much.
Yeah, I think we need to establish that like Red is also a Transformer fan as well.
I'm literally looking over to my desk right now, and Nova Prime is just staring at me.
Yours too?
Yes,
it's just a thing they do.
There. He's just standing there menacingly. So, as cool as this is, this unfortunately is dealing with the fact that, again, it's trying to be very, very accurate to the 90s show. So it is still trying to be that Jurassic Park raptor. So, unfortunately, it's not accurate. Like I said, Velociraptor was literally just like 3 feet tall and like 9 feet long. It was a glorified chimkin covered in feathers. So just unfortunately, no. Accurate to the show, pretty dang good modernization. But if we're going to be scientific, no. Unfortunately, no.
Well, he looks fun. He looks
cool.
Yeah, he looks like Dinobot.
He looks like Dinobot. I really like him. I have opinions on the premium finishes that they've been dropping, but it's more so me being salty and being like, then it was pointless getting the Kingdom ones.
Right?
It was. If I knew this was happening, I would have just waited for the premium finish.
Yeah. Oh, don't you love it when they do that?
I love it. I thought the era of Takara giving better paint jobs was dead, and then they were like, "Surprise, we're back."
All right, so let's go traditional here. So I've got a few robotic ones as well.
Okay.
So you'll have to give a little bit more leniency to those.
How dare these robots not have skin? The audacity.
All right, let's talk about the OG. Let's talk about Grimlock.
Okay, so the OG Grimlock is great. It's iconic. Like let me put it this way. I know people who don't give two flying rat bats about Transformers at all. And they know Grimlock. And they know like G1 Grimlock specifically. So robotic aspects of it aside, for the time that it was made, it was actually proportionally pretty spot on with how we perceived T-Rex in the 80s. We thought it stood upright, was tail dragging, even all the way down to like the 3 fingers. A lot of people didn't realize we didn't get the 2 fingers until later in the 80s, but in the early 80s, we thought T-Rex had 3 fingers. It was weird.
Huh.
Yeah, no. It was weird. So like honestly, as a representation of how they thought T-Rex looked in the 80s, technically silhouette-wise, this is on the money. We know now this is nowhere near close to what it was.
Yeah.
Like now we know, like no, not remotely close. They had a horizontal stance. They were chunky. They were very chunky. And then also like arms are a little too long. We need 2 fingers. Also, the wrists aiming downward is not correct. They should be parallel to the ground. But like I said, as a representation of what we believed T-Rex looked like during the 80s, this is actually pretty on the money in regard to overall silhouette. Modern time, no.
Yeah. We do improve. We do figure this out.
It's the glory of science. It's always updating.
Of course. So let's continue with an update then. It's the Shatterglass version, but let's go to the Classics version of Grimlock, where they did fix his stance.
They fixed his stance. They made him. They gave him the digitigrade styled legs. Overall proportions of the body are fine. Legs a little too stumpy. Not legs. It's tail. Sorry. Before you slip there. Tail is a little too short, but again, this was meant to turn into a toy, so I understand certain limitations. This is me literally like nitpicking now.
Do it.
The back toe that's laying perfectly behind the front 3 toes, not accurate. The little dew claw should be like should be smaller and hanging off the side. Again, we have the downward facing wrists. That's wrong. But what's it called? They got the stance right. They actually fixed the legs to be proper digitigrade. At this point, I am being so picky. The other thing I would say is the skull, and this is an issue that honestly they didn't fix until a very, very specific game happened. Skull is a little too slender. T-Rex had a thick, chunky skull that was designed for like just smashing bones, and like it's still a little too narrow.
Yeah, remember on this one, the skull had to become the feet.
That is
so
true.
It had a little.
This
it had some work to do.
Feet. Yeah, I remember like for the longest time, I loved this Grimlock.
I still really like this toy. I like it better when you realize that it's actually a great update of the Pretender Grimlock.
Oh, you're right. I literally just realized that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good. No, like it's really fun. I like how the arms kind of like fold in to like the legs fold in to become the robot arms. I liked the whole literally they flipped it upside down.
Yeah.
Where like where the front half became like the legs and everything, and the back half became like a weapon. It's a fun toy. It's a fun toy.
It is. All right. I'm not sure how you feel about this one, but I felt it necessary to include in this list. How accurate is this one, Red? To its real world counterpart.
So this is the part where I will say, like, look, we live in a time where people find like 2-headed snakes and turtles and stuff like that. So to say that this is impossible, I actually can't. Genetics are weird. That being said, as a pteranodon, no, it was not commonplace for there to be two. It was not commonplace for 2-headed pterosaurs. Sorry, I hate to burst your bubble here. Same with like the 2 tails thing. Though overall, I will say overall proportionally, it's not terribly off. I actually really like the skull shape that they gave the pterosaur heads. I actually really liked it. Gives me Quetzalcoatlus vibes a bit more than like Pteranodon, which was what Swoop was based off of. And I love Quetzal, giant flying bastard. But but no, what's it called? The overall wing proportion to body proportion isn't actually that bad. The legs should be slimmer. Again, 2 tails thing, that wasn't a thing. But there are some really cool elements to this, and also I'll be honest, he was one of my favorites of the Michael Bay Dinobots.
I mean, he's like second most screen time compared to the others.
Yeah, If I recall, it went Grimlock, Strife, Slug, and then what was the name of the frickin' spider?
Oh,
was it Scar? I don't even remember.
No, Scar. It's gonna be bad here in a minute. Give it a minute, and it's gonna be really bad. No, Scar is the name of the new one, the new Ankylo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's how unremarkable the Spinosaurus was. It literally, I don't even remember his freaking name.
The name's Scorn.
Scorn! And it sucks. That's a great Dinobot name.
It is.
It's a great Dinobot. I would love for them to like do like a G1ified or like more like modern, not like less Bay version of Scorn. Because
absolutely.
that would have been sick.
Yeah. Okay, now I did.
I was just gonna say I like Strife. I think Strife is looking cool.
I love that it's Strafe, and I love that when they went to do like They did those like then and now packs, whereas like the old, a representation of the old character versus the new one. And they did
Yes.
this. They did like a mini con painted after G1 Swoop, but whoever did the packaging screwed up and didn't realize the names were different. So it's the Technobot strafe on the packaging.
Oh, that's funny though. That's funny though. I remember. So I remember, like, I was in like a Facebook Transformers group, and I saw a bunch of people try to be like, "See, he's not meant to be Swoop. It's a modernization of the tech." Because I remember that debate of is this Swoop or is this meant to be the Technobot straight? I'm like, oh, I love this.
Such a weird debate to have.
It all has to do with the fact that freaking Strafe's like vehicle mode looked like it had like two like cone
Right.
like nose cones, and that was the most like Always Sunny conspiracy board I've ever seen for Bayverse until the debate of is Rise of the Beast in Bayverse happened.
Oh, jeez.
That's a whole other can of worms.
Oh, we're not getting into that. We're not getting into that. Okay, I did put a normal Pteranodon on here in Pterosaur, just for clarification.
Okay.
We do have to acknowledge this goes against the theme because it's not actually a dinosaur.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I still have look. I have to explain to people every freaking week what is and isn't a dinosaur. This is fine.
I'm just clarifying.
Yeah. For those of you who would like to know, what do you mean it's not a dinosaur? Pterosaurs are not. They are a type of flying lizard. They are more related to lizards than they are dinosaurs. They just happen to be around at the same time. Now you know. As for Pterosaur himself, honestly, the only thing that's really off with Pterosaur is in regard to the toy. Is like his feet are in the wrong spot. Like they should be towards the butt end because the way that like because pterosaurs the way that they fly is much more akin to bats than birds, where it's literally just a webby membrane between like the longest finger on their hand connecting to their legs. So like they're much more aligned in like that. But in regards to like the show, Pterosaur wasn't that far off, except for when he stood like a person. That was pretty weird.
Yeah.
That was pretty weird, but like other than that, he wasn't that far off from a Pteranodon. Like they got a little gnarly with the teeth there, but other than that, they weren't terribly off.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
Yeah. Maybe, like add some like pseudo fuzz. And then boom, you're good. You're gold.
Nice. Okay, since we brought him up, I did have Scorn in the list.
There he is.
Yeah, we've gone with this Last Night Voyager, which seemed to be a little bit closer to what I know as a Spinosaur.
So Scorn proportionally suffers from a case of very outdated design. Because the thing is, so if you're in the paleo community, you know that Spinosaurus is both the greatest mystery and the largest freaking headache, because it is always updating. It is always updating. Up until like 2014, this wasn't actually that far off. We thought it was a giant. We just thought it was a giant super predator that was basically a T-Rex with a crocodile head and a sail on its back. That has changed a lot now. Its back legs were actually pretty short. So much so that people are debating if it could walk on land. It had a salamander tail for swimming. It's very weird. It's a weird freaking animal. So I would say Scorn has 3 freaking fins. No, not a thing. Not a thing. Not a thing. Spinosaurus had one sail. But yeah, no, but its overall body proportions are unfortunately a victim of this was pretty close about 10 years ago. This wasn't far off until about 10 years ago. But like Michael Bayisms aside, like robot textures aside, like it wasn't that far off. But nowadays, no, its proportions are extremely antiquated. It's missing the finned tail. It's missing like the salamander-like tail. The legs are too big and long. The arms, oddly enough, might be a hair too short. The head shape is also a little off. It's very gnarly. But yeah, no, it's a case of whoever was designing this had a very outdated look on Spinosaurus. That or the powers that be said, nah, don't like how real Spinosaurus looks, make it T-Rex 2,
Yeah.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw Jurassic Park make it look like that.
Yep. It could have literally just been like Jurassic Park, make it look like that. It really could have been that simple.
I mean, it feels that way, yeah.
Yeah, still really cool looking.
I could have shown you the other Spinosaur in Transformers from Cybertron. That one's way off.
Oh God, I forgot that Cybertron even had one.
Uh-huh. Undermine.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Oh my gosh, you're right. My mind is blown.
Okay, we need to talk Beast Wars Neo because it was all about its dinosaurs.
Yes. Okay. I was hoping we'd get some Beast Wars Neo. Let's go.
We had to. I gotta throw in my boy Bazooka. Who?
He's so. I was like wondering. I was like, how many ankylosaurs are on this list?
I kept it. I kept it to one because technically there's 4, and 2 of them aren't really ankylos.
Okay.
Yeah, because one's from the old Dino team, so it was just his Pretender shell, and the other one was just a drone in Power Core Combiner.
Okay, I will give you. I will accept your excuse. For those of you who don't know, TJ really likes ankylosaurs.
I really do.
I'll be real. This is pretty good. This is actually pretty dang good. Yeah, no, obviously it's missing a little bit of meat on the underside and then the legs and stuff because transformation purposes. But yeah, this is not actually that far off of an ankylosaurus. A lot of people think that like ankylosaurus was like, because, and I blame Jurassic World on this, like had like these crazy spikes jutting out of it, like literally like just basically a dino turtle. And it really wasn't. It had really thick skin with some plating on top, but it was not over the top compared to like other nodosaurs and ankylosaurs. So I'll be real. This is honestly, I'll say pretty dang good. Pretty dang good.
Nice. That's good to hear. I wish the toy was better, but that's good to hear.
That is another discussion.
It is. It is. I think at this point it's also worth mentioning that we kind of know coloring on dinosaurs, but not really.
It is so hard because getting skin impressions and actually finding pigmentation is such a pain in the butt. People, like, a lot of people don't realize how difficult a process fossilization is. So to get even remotely what we have now, despite the fact that we have been studying dinosaurs for well over 100 years, like, we're lucky. We are freaking lucky. But yeah, also fun fact about these guys, we actually found out that these dudes, we know because we actually recently found a very primitive form of a larynx. They chirped, and Kylosaurus chirped. They made some bird vocalizations.
Oh, I love it.
So imagine this giant living tank walking towards you, and then you just hear little Tweety bird squeaks. It's adorable.
Oh, it's amazing. Okay, I want to make sure we get some that I know you like. So I threw in a Styracosaurus in Killer Punch.
Yay, Styraca. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, Styraca is probably one of my favorite of the ceratopsids. Real talk, this one is not far off. Its one issue is just the head shape. The way that the crest sits on a Styraca, it kind of has a bit more of an angle when it curves upright. But that's about all I would have to say to complain about this thing. The feet are wrong because they're a little too stumpy, but that's a nitpick because, again, this is meant to be a toy. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving it a lot of leeway, but still, like the overall look of it, the crest, the singular long horn on the nose, like this is a good Staraka representation. I would give this a pass. Like I said, head shape is a hair wrong, but that's about it.
Okay,
But
okay.
but this is a good bean.
Yeah, you want to talk really wanting to be the Mattel Jurassic Park line. These are the ones that had the battle damage gimmick.
Yo, that's right. Oh my, I missed that. Like, I know. Do they still do that for the Jurassic Park? I have not picked up any
I mean,
Jurassic Park
they're
stuff.
doing like the retro reissues that I think still have it. I don't know. I don't think the modern
Yeah.
ones do, because I got the Hammond collection and Kylo, and it's just an articulated Ankylosaurus.
Still, it's a really nice one. It's a
It
nice.
is. It is.
It's a really nice one. But yeah, no, this is a good bean. This is a good bean. It suffers honestly from it has to be a toy. It
Yeah,
has to be a toy that transforms into a robot. I think if it wasn't for that, like this would be a pretty dang good representation.
yeah, and we've seen that as pretty much a universal across a lot of these.
Yeah,
And
so like
I think
I'm not gonna hold toy design constraints against it. Unless
right.
it gets real weird. Unless it gets real weird.
How about this weird?
Oh.
So
Oh.
we have an Archaeopteryx.
I gotta give them props for the fact that it's an Archaeopteryx, but oh boy. Okay, I literally was like, I have to be forgiving because it has to transform, but my god. Okay, okay. On paper, it's pretty okay.
That sounds like a stretch.
I'm trying to. It's because like look. It's because I could see its thighs become its legs, but its thighs are somehow directly under its chest.
Remember, remember, I'm the plastic addict guy. You can be honest here.
Okay, okay. Proportionally, this is freaking awful. Proportionally, this is just bad. But like, the head is a little too snake-like. I do like again. The feathers are proper. It looks like the tail is pretty spot on. Excuse me. The placement of the hands, how the hands are adjusted and situated is actually pretty dang good. Actually pretty dang good. The big nitpick would be, oh, excuse me, just burped on a person that I ate earlier. Anyway, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that comment section. The only thing I would say is like the way that the feathers work on dinosaurs, there should be some feathers over the hands. To the point where like you kind of can only see from the top like the innermost finger. But also it probably would have had a bit more feathers on the head and stuff like that. Like the head is way too scaly. There needs to be more feathers. Feet are the feet are actually not good. They're just basic lizard feet. Archaeopteryx had a little bit feet were a little bit more raptor-like. This is trying really hard, and I give it kudos for trying.
Yeah.
Did they do good?
Because I give them credit because they had to come up with some kind of variety in the line. They had to work with all dinosaurs, so okay, here's one we know is very feathered and bird-like.
Yeah, like this like I can't knock them for trying because they did try. There is some stuff there I actually think the wings look really good. It looks like I said, from this image, the tail looks pretty dang good. It's just the body.
The body.
It's just the body. That like that is gangly.
Okay, so we're getting close to the end here, but we can't get to the end before we talk a little bit of David K. and the most modern interpretation of a T-Rex and Transformers.
So, this is a very interesting case of accidental accuracy.
Okay.
So, for the longest time when it came to T-Rexes, a lot of people did the Jurassic Park route where like they had these crazy long teeth that like were visible when its mouth was closed and stuff like that. We know, like, we're pretty confident now based off of like recent studies on like how the skull is and how skin tissue works, that T-Rex probably had lips that covered its teeth. Yeah, no, Beast Wars Megatron did that. That was
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it did that. My biggest critique of like the show's version is that he's a little on the skinny side, but that's about it. But the modern Kingdom version, like the head shape is a lot closer to like modern T-Rex representation. It's a sturdier, stockier head. Its body weight itself is pretty like accurate because T-Rex was a chunky boy. Like, he may not have been the longest predatory dinosaur, but he was the heaviest. So like they gave him the right amount of chunk. Some of the nitpicks I would have is, again, the dew claw being sitting at the heel rather than the ankle. That's not correct. The downward facing wrists also incorrect. But it's a weird case of, Beast Wars Megatron actually aged pretty dang well.
That's surprising.
Yeah, and before there's people in the comments being like, but it doesn't have feathers. We actually don't know for certain if adult T-Rexes had any feathers at all. Like, it's equally possible that they had both. The only reason we speculate that they had any feathers was because scientists found a very close relative to T-Rex, Eutyrannus, and that one was covered from head to toe in feathers. But as for adult T-Rexes, we actually don't have a lot of skin impressions, so we don't know for certain. So like in regard to the feathers question, he is as equally accurate as if he not having feathers as if he did have feathers. But yeah, no, Beast Wars Megatron, accidentally more accurate than expected.
I mean, good for him. Good for him.
Yeah, no, I'm happy for him.
Okay, we have to go into kind of the last one here for the run.
Okay.
I know we've gone way longer than I said. I appreciate the time.
No, you're good. You're good. This is fun.
Okay. All right. How accurate is this? To a real life Magmasaurus.
Okay. Okay. Look, I have been to a few prehistoric parties where I may have seen something like this happening. That being said, this is not one dinosaur.
But I swear I saw this in Crystal Palace, right? I think I saw.
Look, maybe the Crystal Palace. Maybe the Crystal Palace. Oh God, this.
Okay, we know it's a for fun mode. We know it's not accurate. But as
a for fun mode, it's pretty dang cool.
I mean, yeah, it's very Chimera. I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's a Dino Chimera. I dig it.
Yeah, but Magmatron is like the hot thing right now. So I think we're gonna finish off trying to figure out its 3 individual modes.
Okay, this is fun. I'm liking new Magmatron discourse on your channel. It makes me smile.
There you go.
So, okay, to be perfectly honest, this all of these have a lot of good merits to them. Starting with is it officially a T-Rex or is it just generic Allosaur or like just carnivore dinosaur?
I had the page pulled up and now I have to pull it up again. Okay. I'm going off TF Wiki, so I'm assuming they pulled it from like Japanese packaging or something.
TF Wiki tends to be pretty good. So.
Yeah, so I think American packaging just said Skysaurus, Landsaurus, Seasaurus. Just generic it. But it's the fact, like the real world dinosaur it equates it to is a Gigantosaurus.
Okay. Okay. So Giganoto. Okay. I could actually work with that then. Okay. It's not terribly off, if I could be perfectly honest. The legs might be a little chunkier scientifically speaking, but I know why they're like that. It's because they've got the robot legs. The head shape is actually not that far off. The upper skull should be a little bit taller, if that makes sense. Giganotosaurus had a really weirdly shaped skull. Really cool though. So it should be a little bit taller and a little bit thinner. But also, it's like I'm not sure if those are meant to be feathers or just like scale quills, but I do like the little nod of like the little mohawk on the back. Yep. Oddly enough, correct wrists. Correct dino wrists. So we got the correct placement for the
one right
there. We got one right. So honestly, as a Giganotosaurus, not that bad. Again, it's got the freaking dew claw on the heel, which is wrong, but I've just come to accept that's a dinosaur transformer problem. But honestly, not far off for a Giganotosaurus. Yeah, I would give the Landsaur a seal of approval.
I also want to thank you for actually knowing how to correctly pronounce these things, because I get hammered in the comments section.
Actually, TJ, it's not a Gigantosaurus, it's a Giganotosaurus. No! They come from, and they are native to South America. You idiot!
Oh no, I'm having the flashbacks again.
The war flashbacks. No.
Okay.
But yeah, no. I give the Landsaur seal of approval. The seal of approval. Okay. As for the Aerosaur, which looks to be some type of just generic pterosaur. Real talk again, proportion wise, pretty dang good. The overall body proportions are pretty good. Again, the hands are pretty correct. The head is again giving me slight Quetzal vibes, especially with the longer neck.
So the claim is that it's supposed to represent a Quetzal.
Okay. As Quetzals go, this is not that bad. Neck could be a little okay if we want to go super accurate. The neck would be a lot longer. Arms and legs would be a lot longer, but it would still have the stumpy little body. But honestly, not far off. Not far off. I would actually say this is pretty dang good. They like when it's standing, it wouldn't be walking like that. Quetzals, because of their size, they walked on when they were on land. They walked on all fours. But overall, body shape wise, that's not terrible. That is not terrible. I would give this a pass. Okay. And I would actually do the same for the Plesiosaur. I'm assuming it's meant to be like just generic Plesiosaurus, but it's an
Elasmosaurus.
Oh, it is meant to be an Elasmosaurus. Biggest thing I would say is the body is a little too chunky. Just a little too chunky. But other than that, flippers are good. The neck length is pretty good. Even the head shape is not that far off. Their eyes were a little bit more. You should really look up like Elasmosaur skulls. They're weird. The eyes should actually be a little bit more sunken in and almost upward facing. But
okay.
Yeah, no, real talk. Elasmosaurs are weird. They're really weird. People in the comments, Google all these animals that we are talking about today. You will have a treat seeing what they look like. But yeah, no, I would say just a hair too chunky on the body. But other than that, so here's the thing about these guys. These guys have the wonderful advantage of all three of them do not need to turn into a robot.
Correct.
They all combined to make one robot. So it sounds weird, but I think that actually allowed these guys to be debatably the most accurate dinosaurs on the list.
I hadn't thought of it that way, but yeah, like, when they only have to hide the legs and the body, or just the arms, they get a lot more freedom.
Yeah, because again, like it's very fun to watch because like with Magmatron's design, because Magmatron is literally just chunks of animal, like representing different parts. His legs are the Giganotosaurus's legs. Chunk of his his upper torso and arm and his arms are the body chunk of the Elasmosaurus, and then his chest and head is the Quetzal. So because these individual dinosaur forms do not have to do everything and only partial things, it lets the designers let them look more like what they're supposed to actually look like, which again leads to them, oddly enough, being debatably the most accurate ones on this entire list that we've gone through.
That's actually surprising. I did not expect that.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's a fun little surprise right there.
Nice. I think that makes it a perfect place to leave it off.
Yeah, I would say so.
So, thank you for your time. This is incredibly educational.
Thank you for having me, and I'm glad I was able to be a part of it and help you learn more about them and help your community learn more.
Oh, we appreciate it. Everyone, please check out Redclaw. He is streaming most of the week over at twitch.tv/Redclaw. Fantastic entertainer. Please go support my friend. He deserves all the love.
Oh, you give me too much praise. Thank you.
All right. Okay, I'll praise the people at home. How about that?
Okay, yeah, go do that.
Yeah.
Do that
Thank
instead.
you for watching. Thank you everyone for sitting through such a long video. We hope you enjoyed, because this has been a really fun time for me. And yeah, as always, I will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
We parlay with the captain.
You think a werecroc is going to listen to elvish rules of piracy?
Of course it would be the
Got it.
freaking elves
Cool.
that invented parlay.
I had to think of a quick replacement for the French.